Jody Roundhouse, the Roundhouse Report. Impromptu, real quick. What would happen if Russia used gray zone warfare to destroy NATO as a viable alliance system? If Russia were to, and by gray zone warfare, I mean where there's no declaration of war. In eastern Ukraine, that's a perfect example of gray zone warfare. There are Russian troops, armor, artillery, all being used in eastern Ukraine. There are Russians, ethnic Russians who live there and everything in eastern Ukraine. But these are the kind of things that Hitler did. He said in the Deutschland, there are ethnic Russians or ethnic Germans. In the Rhineland, they're ethnic Germans, so they reoccupy, and they annex a lot of territories that way. And that's one of the reasons that Putin put forth, the president of Russia, with regards to annexing Crimea in 2014, with the little green men, is what they called it. If you want to Google that, that's also hybrid warfare. It's gray zone warfare. So gray zone warfare, since Russia can't really compete with us on a top-notch conventional military level, they're using sneaky gray zone warfare, a lot of cyber operations. But let's say a small Russian contingent of 500 troops went into, and pull up a map here on Google, went in 5 miles into the frontier of Estonia, or Latvia maybe. And they don't fire a shot. It's in the frontiers, in the wilderness. They set up camp, 20 miles in, let's say. And they just sit there. Let's say it's in Lithuania. Well, Lithuania is a member of NATO, and they're immediately going to declare Article 5. Article 5 stipulates that an attack on one is an attack on all. Therefore, all members of NATO will respond to the aggressor. Okay. The only time that Article 5 was declared, by the way, was after September 11. After 9/11, Article 5 was declared, and that was the only time. But if Russia were to, invade in that sense, Lithuania, and they declared Article 5, do Americans really want to send their boys and girls to fight and die for Lithuania? I don't even know what Lithuania is. If you asked 10 people on the street, 8 of them wouldn't understand they wouldn't know what Lithuania is. If you ask them, you could say, hey, what do you think about that new rapper Lithuania? Be like, oh yeah, Lithuania, I've been following him for years. I mean, so would we really risk a war with regards to something like Lithuania? So gray zone warfare, hybrid warfare, the little green men doctrine that Putin is using. I'm just curious how viable NATO is going to end up being. I think that we should dissolve NATO now and make a new one, kicking Turkey out as priority number 1. Turkey is becoming increasingly Islamicized, and they are becoming increasingly close to Russia, insofar as they are buying state-of-the-art Russian military platforms. That's not very NATO-like, so I want to make a new NATO. And on my YouTube channel, Jody Roundhouse, the Roundhouse Report, on one of my videos, if you look through them, I created a South Atlantic Treaty Organization. So that's a new thing, SATO. So I think that's something we should get up and running if you want to check that out. But anyhow, Putin's Russia, if he were to be an aggressor, I think that's how he would do it. And I've read reports and commentary on this. Other people agree. It makes sense. Right? Tell me what you think, though. Comment, because maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, a lot of you people are Slavic, you're Polish. Periscope, mine's.com. Don't know how to pronounce it. You're Polish. What do you think? What are the capabilities of the Polish army? Yeah, hit me up, man. The Roundhouse Report, Jody Roundhouse.